The Pat Pod, hanging with the Hickey Squad, think he's cool. We do too. Listen up, he speaks the truth. The Pat Pod, be a part of Hickey Squad. No more singing, go, go, go. This is the Pat Hickey Show.
Big man.
Hey, here I am, sweetheart. Come on, are you kidding me? Is life a joy? Is life a reward? Is it a reward for you? Are you happy about yourself? I am. And guess what? Not bad for 70, right? My kid is 70. I'm 90. That's the difference. All right, Patty, what do you want me?
Come on, sit right here next to me, Kenny D.
My pleasure, sir. Good to see you again, Patty.
Hey, Ken Dabro, first and foremost, thank you for, you've been not only a great friend, but a mentor.
Thank you,
an inspirational. I was just telling Rusty, he's like, well, tell me what's about him. I said, he's a man that has so much depth. You meet people, I've met people my whole life. I don't think there's one or two, maybe one or two that have matched your quality.
And you know why, Patty? They can't keep it simple. Keep it simple, keep it under control, and keep it realistic. And realize that whoever you are, at whatever age you are, that is the age you are. And you must make it the best age it can be. I don't care if it's 90 or Pat at 52. Like I say, Pat, you're 52 and I'm 90.
That's right.
We have this day.
Right.
We have this moment right now. I'm going to die in 5 years. You got 45 more years to go. But on this day, we're the same.
That's right.
There's no generation gap.
That's right.
Right, Rusty?
That's right.
That's right. Rusty's the guy with the camera. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So scoot a little closer if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Ken, we met. We've had lunch today.
You got to be careful when you get close to me. You
It might kiss you. I might fall in love with you.
Exactly.
But we met about 20 years ago, and we've been friends ever since.
Absolutely.
I mean, and not only have we been we've done business together. You've been a great advertiser for me. You were part of my success. Everyone's like, "Hey, what made you so successful?" And I said, there's not just one thing, there's many things. One of the things that probably made me very successful was your advertising.
Thank you.
Your brain power, your ability to be creative, be outside the box thinker. What made you so good at advertising?
What did the ad sound like, first of all?
Well, give me, besides the Big C is a great one, do the Big C courtesy Chevrolet.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you go to Phoenix, it's the Big C courtesy Chevrolet. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
Okay, but now we got to do the Big P. Big Peoria
The
Ford.
Big P, Peoria Ford. You want to save $1 and you want to do it today? Go to Peoria Ford and you'll say, yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay.
Right. We just had, and we always had fun being you together. We always had fun.
Always have fun with life.
Right.
Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Be in love with life. If you share in life, you know what it is? There's two words, Patty. Let me explain it to you. They're selfish and they're selflessness. Now, I understand everybody being a little more selfish than they are selfless. I understand that. But don't make it 90-10. Make it 60-40. Be concerned for somebody else. Look at somebody else's problems. Don't get so tied up in yourself, because that kind of tied upness will destroy the psyche of your mind. It will put you on a negative path. Don't let it happen. And you know why you cannot let it happen? Because you are the only animal, as I told Rusty at lunch. You have a choice. We have a choice. We're human beings. We can choose what we want to do. We can choose who we want to be. Be it. And all of a sudden you'll be 90 years of age and you'll be like me. And why not? I'm you and you are me. We are together. I'm not a genius. I'm not an Einstein. I'm not perfect. I think I'm as wrought through with flaws as Swiss cheese is with holes, for God's sake. But at the same time, I learned to forgive myself. I learned not to be ashamed of myself. No one's going to put a guilt trip on me. Because you live in a world, Pat, you live in a world that's more negative than it is positive. And that kind of environment can surround you. Don't let it. Don't let it happen. Create your own bubble of positivity. Jump in that bubble. And that bubble is invisible. And if anybody don't want to jump in there with you, get rid of them. If they're negative, sort of discard them a little bit. Dispose of them a little bit. Don't let their influence have an impact on you if they're negative. Be positive. And if you're positive, you'll live to be 90, and then you'll die. I'll die in a few years. That's okay too. It's okay.
Maybe hey, at the rate you're going, it'll probably be another 20 years. I mean, I think you're right. But hey, you have a book coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get the hard copy of it. But what's the book's name going to be?
Age my ass.
Age My Ass.
Age my ass.
And you have a website that you put together called Age My Ass, which has, I watch them and I show them to my crew on an off basis. It's called Age My Ass. You give motivational quotes.
Well,
you give, and they're real world quotes. I mean, I love them.
What I do, Pat, is we have a thing that my promoter and my confidant does.
Who is that? Adam?
Adam Smith.
He's the brains of the operation. I know. I mean, he's really smart. He's not only the back end. He is the backbone of your operation. I know that.
I think so. I think so.
But
that's okay too.
But so Age My Ass. It's a website. It's a motivational.
What we have is a daily motivator, and every day when you come to the website, and I don't know when we're going to start doing it. Maybe in about 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. But the book isn't out yet, Pat.
Right.
So the book will be out in about 2 or 3 weeks on Amazon.
I can't wait.
And it's called Age My Ass, and it was really designed for men, not for women. It was designed for men. Women can read it and probably get something from it, and I hope it'll be constructive, make them think about who they are and what they are in a better light. But at the same time, it's for men between 40 and 60. You're going to live to be 100 years old because of modern medical technology. So if you're going to live 100 years, I want you to know of those 5 generations, the most important generation you're ever going to live in, if you're a man, is 40 to 60. Because up to 40, Pat, what happens is you're so busy trying to accomplish, as you know.
Chasing money. Chasing girls, chasing money, chasing whatever you're chasing, right?
You don't think that there's enough time in the world to even accomplish that. So you never think of your mortality. Right. You never think that you're going to die. Right. So the point is, all of a sudden you're 40, and I don't care who you are, that's the rude awakening, or so-called rude awakening. It's not a rude awakening. It's an awakening that should put you to another level.
A delayed awakening.
A delayed awakening that should elevate you to another level. And the big word that I love to imply here, folks, is what you have to really overcome after 40. If you're a 40 to 60-year-old man, you really have to overcome the word fear. You have to become fearless in your approach to life. And if I wasn't that, or didn't adapt that, somehow build myself into it, execute it in such a way that it became a part of me, then I would be fearful. Well, I'm not fearful, pal, I'm fearless. And if I die, and guess what? I told Pat at lunch. I
love it. Fearless. Not be fear. Don't be fearful. Be fearless.
Be fearless, baby.
Yeah. And that's a hard word for people, man. They're all fear. Most people are acting out of fear, right? I mean, all the people you see on TV, everybody rioting, and it's crazy, right?
Pat,
it's crazy.
Life only has 3 stages. Yeah. Life only has 3 stages. You got the beginning. You know, when I was born, I'll never forget. I remember the first breath I took. I looked at the doctor. He slapped me on the back. I took the first breath. And I said, "Hey, doc, take it easy." I was only put together with 1 screw. So there you go.
Ding dong. Ding dong.
And all of a sudden, then after that, then you live for 90 years. And when I die, it may take a week, it may take a month. Who cares? The important thing is to live. And if you're going to live like a man and think you're a man and be a man in all aspects of maturity as a man, learn to die like a man and don't be afraid of your mortality. Be fearless. Be fearless,
right,
Pat.
Fearless. I love it. I love it. My dad said to me before he passed away, he goes, "I've seen everything there is to see on this side. I'm ready for them to see what's on the next side."
Absolutely.
And I couldn't understand it when he said it to me, but that's fearless, right? That's just fearless.
Believe me.
Yeah.
Now let me point. People say, "Ken, are you a believer?" I let them know I'm a believer, Rusty. Yeah. Pat, I let them know I'm a believer. Yeah. They said, "What do you believe in?" I said, "I believe in something that is beyond me. Yeah. It's another dimension."
Right.
I said, "There's another intelligence. I know the size of the cosmos. I'm very, very good at astronomy. I understand the nature of things and how vast this complex of universe is. At the same time, I have to believe in something bigger than me, something more intelligent than me, something that really surpasses my intellect and my imagination. If I didn't believe that," now let me tell you, if I didn't believe that, here's the problem. If I didn't believe that, somebody says, "But Ken, how do you know it's true?" I said, "Don't you understand? I believe it. I believe it's 100% true. If it ain't true, when I die, I'll never know the difference." Who the hell cares? Believe in something positive. You have a choice. You have a choice. You're the only animal on this planet, the human being, the Homo sapien, that has a choice. That choice between 40 and 60 is very important if you're a gentleman. Now, by the way, the book is not out yet, by the way, Pat. It will be out in a few weeks. I don't know when this podcast is going to run, but
we're going to run as soon as possible because I want you to be alive when we're running.
I'm going to tell you something. By the way, what he hasn't told you is the reason we met is because I'm a commercial broadcaster, and I've been a broadcaster for almost 56 over
long time
50, 60 years, and I've done more commercials and written more campaigns than anybody in the history of radio. But that's how Pat and I met. But I mentioned to Pat, and it was very important, I said, Pat, always chase your dream, and your dream should never always be money, and it never will always be money, because money will get tiresome. When you got enough,
never enough. It's insatiable.
I know.
It's never enough,
You know why it's never enough? Because of an obsession. It's up to you to control that obsession. You must control it. It's that simple. What else you want from me, Rusty? What else can I do for you?
Well, I think that hey, your book's important.
Yeah.
I love your Age My Ass website and motivational things. I love them. I still watch them daily.
Pat,
I think
no one has ever written a book for the 40 to 60-year-old man, and that is the critical, great transition of his life. And if you don't play that 20 years right, if you don't play that 20 years right, as a man 40, when you get to be 40, like I said, and all of a sudden you're aware of your mortality, you're an empty nester, the kids are grown, they're out, all of a sudden it's a whole new world to you. You've accomplished what you had to accomplish to be successful in life. Now you got that 40 to 60. If you don't play that right when you come out of 60, when you're 35 to 40, you're a young man. At 60, you could be a frail old man.
No, you could be old, right.
And you get sick of it. Don't let that happen.
Or you could be 90 badass like you. You could be 90
Absolutely, baby. Absolutely.
You know, we talked about, you've been trying to get me in the gym since we've talked. How important is bodybuilding and working out and exercise? Maybe not bodybuilding, but exercise and taking care of yourself, because I don't think at 90, I've met 90-year-olds like you. Normally, they're bent over.
Of course,
we laugh about them all bent over.
Exactly.
They're miserable, they're grumpy, they hate life.
Well, if there was
why are you the way you are?
If there was 13 million men under arms in the Second World War, and only about 150 to 200 are living, and they're all 95, you're near the end of the line.
Right.
So the idea is you just keep the attitude positive, and you stay neutral in your observations about life. And you don't be critical of anybody because you have a certain subjective opinion about yourself and what you think is right and wrong. And that's okay. You have a right to think what is right and what is wrong for you. But even as lucky as I've been, and having so many people in my life, and having a little bit of celebrity in my life, the fact is...
Well, heck, you're a celebrity, I think.
Who am I, even with the so-called recognition I'm getting, and the admiration I'm getting because of my years, Pat, who am I to tell any other human being what's right and what's wrong?
Right.
I know what's right and wrong for me, and you know what's right and wrong for you. But let everybody else have their own judgment and their own opinion. And if you share that with them and they share that with you, you will have a friendship. You will have a dovetailing of personalities. But if you keep going this way, don't you know I'm right? Don't you know you're wrong? You can't do that. Don't do that.
Let me ask you this, Ken. Next week, next week I'll come back and I'll film you again. Will you come back with me, film one more podcast with us next week? We'll see what we can do next week, okay?
I'll try.
Next week, we'll see what we can do. And hey, see you later to the next podcast.
Now, let's be gay while we may and fill our love with laughter. And I'll be true as long as you, but not a moment after.
I love it. And you're a poet and you didn't even know it. I love it. I love it. And man, we can make stories. You could make podcast after podcast after podcast. Man, I love it. I could spend years with you, let alone days, right? You're like the dad that I never had. So hey, thank you for your time. Come see us. Hey.
Sweetheart.
Next time.
See you guys.
Take care.
Subscribe
to Hickey Num 1 at Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
And this video, please share it and subscribe it and let people know to watch the Pat Hickey Podcast.
And look for Age My Ass. Ken Dabro. Man, he's the man, the legend. If you could just get a little bit out of him, man, my life's been blessed by just having just that little bit in my life with him.